So I appreciate you coming because I was running late and I was like, yo, let me tell him 10:30. But I almost for sure thought we're going to reschedule. And then you said, nah, that works. So I was like, oh shit. It kind of threw me off guard. So I appreciate you
Nah,
coming.
bro, it's funny. Cause I feel you got an impression of us based off our pin video.
Maybe.
You know, like that video where we kind of like talk to the audience about how we gonna like frame the podcast moving forward and how we're gonna start charging people. Cause you don't brought up the money twice and stuff like that.
So yeah, it is about. So it's not necessarily that. It's like when I do business with anybody, like I want to respect their time and value their time. So it's that part. Like I'm like, damn, they probably prepared to come at 8. Maybe they canceled plans. So it's like I'll compensate you for that time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cause I was getting like, damn, it's like that was I found it odd when you said like, yo, let me get your cash app so I can send you the money for being late. Now I respected it, but I'm like, damn, I ain't even that serious. Like, yo, cause obviously we're in the same space, right? So I get it. Shit happen. Yo, we don't fucked up so many episodes.
like editing?
Nah, like I'll tell you, one time I set up a this female guest, right? And I thought I told her like 8:30, because at that time I was working in Danbury and I got out of there at 7. So I'm like, all right, boom. But I don't know, for some reason I fucked up and I told her 7, but I thought I told her 8.
Mm-hmm.
So she's calling me. I'm just not getting work. And I'm like, fuck. And she's like, yo, I gotta go at 8:30. Like,
damn, so it's not even gonna
blew
work
that.
out.
She never like responded to us again.
Mm-hmm.
Another time we shot another guest, and for some reason like something happened with the video itself, got scrapped. And
so y'all shot the episode and then that's the worst.
That's happened like 3 times. Like we shot the episode and this shit just, you forgot to turn one button on or something's off, and it just like, cause yo, you feel like shit when you waste people's time.
Absolutely. But what's an excuse, the most creative excuse you ever used when you was running late?
Yo, none. Like I just like, yo, I keep it real. Like I would just be like, yo, I feel like when I lie or try to be creative, it's usually if I'm trying to spare feelings. And a lot of these people I don't know personally enough to care about their feelings. And not to say like in a negative way, like fuck you type shit. But it's just like, yo, I got nothing to really gain by lying to you. Let me just keep it real if you accept it or not. It's just like what it is.
But I'll say, so outside of this space though, like I'm talking about like maybe to your parents, to your girl, to a teacher back in the day, like you ain't never have to come up with a creative line.
Yeah, to the girl, the girls, yeah, for sure. I can't out myself though.
This guy,
them lies are still standing.
Okay.
Them lies are still standing. Yeah.
So what I'm talking about, like, okay, so one that's like, you can somebody might want to use what you got to say.
Damn, it's crazy. You put me on the spot right now because I'm a good liar. Like I'm a great liar.
Okay, so what makes a good liar then?
So I'm gonna give you my strategy on lying.
Okay.
So basically, like say like 20 days out of the month, right? I act like a terrible liar. Like I purposely tell bad lies so you have the impression of like, oh, he's a terrible liar. So when I'm lying for real, you think it's the truth because you're like, yo, I know when he's lying, but it's like, no, I programmed you to think when I'm lying. But real talk, it's like I'm programming you. Like
I need an example of this.
Real good liars never out themselves, no matter what situation.
They never out themselves to the grave. They take it to the grave.
Yeah, take it to the grave. That's
A1 of Sauce God is not here. I was hoping that they both was gonna be here because I feel like that y'all. When I think of Gen TV, I think of both of y'all.
Appreciate that. Actually, it used to be 3 of us.
Yeah, that's a question too. Okay. Manu, right?
Yeah. Manu. You did your research, yo.
What do you think this is, man? I'm not just gonna be here just asking random questions.
I thought this was regular podcasting because most people don't do no research, yo.
Just talk about random topics.
You just show up, hope for the best.
So, going back to when you got started, why did you actually start the podcast? Like, is there another podcast that you've seen that was like, yo, the world can use our voices?
Yo, I think we started the podcast because just like anyone that's ever started a podcast, it's arrogance. I think there's an arrogance that comes when you start a podcast because you think you need, like, you're just dope, right? You think people need to hear my thoughts. People need to see me, And that's what it is, yo. I mean, I think people try to come up with these deep reasons. Oh, I started a podcast to help people out. No, like you think you're just, better than a lot of people and a lot of people could learn from you.
But still, with that, is there like another podcast you've seen that was like, shit, they doing it? Like, we could definitely do that. And then the arrogance, way better.
Nah, I wouldn't say, I didn't watch podcasts until I started my own podcast. Because it just wasn't my type of content that I like to, digest and stuff like that. And then I started watching podcasts once we started. It's to kind of like, now I'm in the field. So I'm watching the pros and I'm like, how can I pick up things? How can I get to their level?
So is that to say that A1 is the one who came up with the idea?
No, I came up with the idea.
So how you come up with an idea that you never watched before? Like how you even know it was a thing?
I used to do skits. Like I used to do like comedy skits. Like kind of like how Drewski and like, you know, all them other people did. And then people would always tell me like, yo, bro, you should start a podcast. You should start a podcast. And then, you know, like people say shit to you, but you don't really like, all right, yeah, like you just brush it off. And then one day I was like, yo, it just like, cause yo, the thing about me is like I'll just get like these ideas out of nowhere. Like I'll literally just be like sweeping my house or something like that and be like, boom. It's like, okay, like this is it. Like this is the move. And that was it. Like I was just like people told me, but I never like give it real like attention, right? But then one day it just hit me. It was like during the pandemic. I'm like, yo, all right, this is it. Boom. I'm gonna start this shit. And then I texted like a bunch of friends. I'm like, yo, who wanna do this with me? Only 2 responded. You know, the 2 that were on the podcast originally. Now it's just me and A1. And then that was it. Like, and then you're very similar. Like, my studio is exactly.
It's in your crib?
It's in the crib in the basement.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That is
like,
what's up. Okay, I was gonna ask that question too. I think it's pros and cons to that.
well, the pro. I don't gotta pay like you know rent somewhere else for a full studio because we don't make money off our podcast. I mean, it's a net negative every month. Like this is it's a passion project, you know. And the only reason I still do it is because I enjoy it. And I think, you know, like that's actually what happened when one like the members that fell off is like I think he stopped enjoying it, like how we do. And you get it, you do it. Like it's harder than it looks, man. Like people think this is like, oh, you just shoot for like, you know, an hour and then it's it. You just put it out. Like there's nothing else. It's just so much shit that goes into this. So if you don't really enjoy it, if you're not passionate about it, I think that's why so many podcasts fail.
What happens if we become famous from this? Like, do you actually want to be famous?
I'm torn. Good question. Great question. I don't know, man. Sometimes I think about it, right? Because you hear from all these famous people already. They're like, yo, I hate being famous, right? Because it just comes with a lot of negatives. Obviously, the one perk is the financial freedom, right? Because I think that's what a lot of us are chasing.
Real quick, famous and financial freedom or finances in general, you think those are synonymous?
I think so. If you do it right.
If you leverage your fame.
If you do it right, yeah. Like I'm not trying to be fame just to be famous. Like I'm trying to turn this into a career that just happens to make me famous. That's what I'm saying. Yo, I do think like, I mean, obviously, like we all think we're gonna make it in this space, right? Like, cause you can't keep doing this and think you're gonna fail. So I guess I thought about this. Like one of my future things is right. Like I don't necessarily like see myself always being the face of Jin, or me A1 for example. I'm just talking about me myself right now. Like I wouldn't mind taking a back seat, like a producer being in the back, like and put somebody else, you know, in front of the camera, and I just kind of like it's still a passion of mine, but then it's like, you know, maybe I don't want to be as recognized, like I don't want to, you know, be famous because I don't want to deal with the shit because I want to be able to like walk around anywhere without any issues.
Go to the grocery store, get your favorite milk.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like a CEO that just gets shot, you know.
Okay, so going back, this is the question that I forgot. You said like podcasting is hard. People think that it's easy.
Yeah.
What is to you the hardest part?
The hardest part about podcasting is flopping. Flopping.
What you mean, like putting out an episode and not doing no numbers?
That's it. Like that's like to me, that's the hardest part because you shoot this thing and you put it out with like hopes that like, oh, yo, we just killed it. I mean, you do some episodes, you're like, that wasn't it, but you still put out. But there's some episodes you're like, yo, this is the one. Like, we out of here, baby. Yo, you put it out, you know, like does nothing, right? And then it's like, okay, now I gotta do this shit again next week.
Okay, so what I heard, I know you said flopping is the hardest part, but what I heard is marketing is the hardest part. Because like, if no one knows that this exists, then of course you're not gonna do no numbers.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because not that like I'm famous by any means, but like I'm starting to get recognized in Connecticut. Which is like, okay, so it's like people are aware of it, right? But like now the hardest part is like, how do I get them to stay here and watch? Because like we grow, like our podcast is continuously grow, right? We're doing pretty good on TikTok, on YouTube. I think we got probably like, because I mean, I compare myself to like, you know, like other podcasts. I know people say it's the thief of joy and all that, but I think it's the thief or it breeds competition, which I think
it's a good measurement of your.
And I feel like, all right, like we're one of the top ones, like especially in our space, right?
And when you say the top in terms of numbers or subscribers,
subscribers, views, I feel like, yo, we're growing, but it's like, you know, we're growing at a slow pace, but we still grow, which to me just shows me it's like, all right, man, like things don't always happen on your time. But it's like at least I'm seeing some progress. I don't know if I could deal with like zero progress.
Who edits, who do all that stuff? Audio.
So, all right, well, this guy wants to get really dig deep. I like this. All right.
Is that something that you want to keep a secret?
No,
okay.
I'm cool. So, yeah, we're open book, man.
Word. So you said already that you it's in your basement.
Yeah, it's in my basement. So I do a lot of the communicating with guests. Like that's kind of my thing. Like, you know, I do a lot of more of the planning, like the planning and structure of an episode. That's my thing. A1 does the editing and stuff like that. And then we actually got a guy in Mexico.
What, they do like reels and stuff for y'all?
No. Like he does also editing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
like,
so like
full length episodes?
Yeah. So he does so I actually take care of the shorts. I do hire people on Fiverr. What?
No, you shelling out money. You just want the net negative. I get
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm paying for this shit, right? And that's why we did the video, because I'm like, yo, all right, if we're gonna pay for this, like we're cool with it, but it's like, yo, y'all gotta come correct. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I'm losing money on y'all for nothing. Cause like that's, you know, I don't know how it is with you guys with guests, man, but sometimes it's like, yo, the point of having a guest on, right, is you're assuming they're bringing value, right? They have some type of audience, right? You think it's an organic audience at that, right? We've been fooled before. We've had guests on like, damn, it's all bots.
30,000. Yes, I can't wait. And then you put it out, man. What?
Exactly. So, yo, we just started like realizing it's like, yo, we're spending money on this in time, which is more valuable to me, and we're not getting any value of having these people, because it's like, yo, y'all not coming prepared, and then y'all not doing any marketing, like. Cause like, yo, I don't understand why some of these people go on podcasts and then don't promote the podcast they're on. Like, it's like the most confusing thing to me. Like, yo, I promise you, once you drop this shit, like I'm accepting the collab. I'm putting it on the stories. You know, like I'm sharing this to the best of my ability, because at the end of the day, it's helping you, but it's also helping me. Like the reason I'm here is to help me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, also, do you ask for like, yo, whoever your guest is, X person, can you watch it? Let me know what clips you think is good, and we'll post that. Do you do that?
No, we never did that.
See, that could be another thing. It's like you posted a clip that they don't even think is good, or that don't represent who they believe they are online.
That's true, but then you should also be held accountable for what you said on camera.
No, I understand that, but they like maybe they say if you was to ask them, I think at,
like what part?
At part 20 minutes to 20 minutes and 10 seconds, I think that was a good thing. Like post that and I'll accept it.
Okay,
like that's another thing maybe to consider. Ask them like, yo, what part would you like us to post, and we'll post that part just to make sure.
Like, yo, I've never done that. That's a good point. We've thrown out collabs, right, and people like didn't like accept them, but then told us why, which I respect. It's the ones that like I've had people like just lie, like, oh, I never got it, like, bro, if you don't fuck with it, just say that, because like people have done that. I'm like, okay, bet, like, all right, you're trying to keep a certain image on your page. This one's like got a little bit too many curse words, or it's just like.
Yo, that's big too. The thumbnail, how you make the thumbnail look.
It's always kind of subjective too, because like what you think is a hot thumbnail and what I think is a hot thumbnail, right, is completely different. But then again, like, all right, it's your page at the end of the day, right? So you have the right to either accept or deny, which I understand, right? My thing is, once you do that, like, all right, now, like, we have no benefit from having you on again, because the thing is, like, we've had guests that done that shit and then asked to come back. And like, and the old crazy shit is like, the episode itself was fun. Like, I had a good time with you, but it's like, bro, at the end of the day, like, each episode is so important that you post, because it's like, or each clip, right? Because that could be someone's very first introduction into you, right? So you have to make sure, like, it's like a make it or break it, because the way the algorithm works nowadays, right, in these socials is like, the people that follow you don't even see your content. It's just like randoms. So if they're seeing shit and it's just like not the best quality, or like the guest, or you're off, it's just like, you know, like they're like, well, I'm not gonna waste my time on this shit.
Instead of blaming the guest, I always try to look inwards. Like, damn, what could I have done better to make this person accept? That's the point that I strive to get this network to. Is like, what is gonna make people not able to decline anything? Not just a post, but an invitation or something. Like, you have to say yes. Like, would you decline going to the Breakfast Club?
No, obviously no.
So you're not gonna decline coming in here.
Like, it's funny because I seem like we kind of have like similar goals, right? Like, like obviously, we want to be the face of Connecticut when it comes to podcasting.
Mhm.
It seems like you guys want to do the same thing, right? I get what you, yo, we have the same thing. It's just like, yo, because we have people within our own city, like Waterbury, right? That's like, we want to have on because it's like, all right, you're kind of like a staple person. You know, every city's kind of got like those people that's like, all right, you're popping out here, right? And it's like, we kind of get like played by those people. Like it's like we like not played in a sense, but it's like they're just like kind of curve it. And it's like, all right, like, damn, like, what can we do to the point where it's like, all right, it'd be almost stupid for you not to come on, right? And it's like, I think there's only one answer for that is like,
It's like as big as you can get.
yeah.
Are you actually you mentioned, I think you mentioned you had a girl.
Yeah.
What's the situation? Like y'all
That's the situation for sure.
Yeah. It's like off and on type ish? Is it you have a kid?
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
Or you got with the same person?
I like to think so.
What?
I like to think so. I mean, like, yeah, I hope it's her. Yeah.
Is that who you're with now?
I mean, I'm with her. Yeah.
Bro, what's going on, cuz?
What do you mean?
Is this like a topic that you don't really like to discuss?
No, I'm discussing it with you.
But you like there's like code words that you want me to pick up on and I'm not picking up right now.
No, I think you're being weird about this. I'm going with it. I'm giving you answers. I don't think you'll like my answers, but I'm giving you answers.
Why haven't you guys advanced that relationship?
Oh, it's as advanced as it can go.
Y'all married?
I mean, yeah, we're all married in some type of form.
So you don't believe in like marriage or nothing like that?
No, I mean, like, do I believe in the word marriage? It's a real word. It's in the dictionary. I've looked it up.
But like actually like combining lives like in a real way, in a legal binding way.
I mean, yeah, we've held hands. We've combined.
No, in a legal binding way.
Is it illegal to hold hands?
No, it's not illegal. But like if you get married, then it's like your stuff becomes her stuff. If she got stuff, then they can come after you. You know, that's what I mean.
Okay. What if they don't have stuff?
Just say that you don't like her like that.
Oh, I love her.
You sure?
Yeah,
You sure?
I love her.
She gave you 2 kids and you can't just answer.
Why?
the
What?
question properly?
I gave her 2 kids. She didn't give me 2 kids.
Touche, but she popped them out.
I popped them out first. Where are the kids at first? I hate the lack of respect men get when it comes to birthing because it's like, yo, no one talks about us holding these kids for fucking maybe 20 years, 18 years. You know how long they're in your balls for, right?
Bro, stop.
These women hold them for 9 months. They want all the fucking credit.
Okay, I see what's going on. That's obviously like your comedic stick right there.
No,
That's not how you really feel.
that's 100% how I feel.
You are part of like the red pill movement, manosphere, alpha male type stuff.
I mean, I take Tylenol every now and then, but I don't know about red pills.
Okay. But that sounds exactly out of like that alpha male book. Like, yo, we held them down for 30 years.
Do you consider yourself an alpha male?
I'm a human being. And whoever want to put a title, they can put a title on me.
No. I'm asking you. Are you an alpha male?
I'm a human being.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm a human being.
Okay.
To you, do words matter?
In what sense?
How much can a word impact you?
I think it always depends on who it comes from.
The answer is yes. Then words do have impact on you.
On occasion. You know what I mean? Because it's like, someone that you really just value, you don't value their opinion at all. They could say whatever to you, and it's like, whatever. Like, I just don't give a shit, right? But maybe, like, your wife says something to you, it's just like, well, that hurt.
But is it the words, or is it because there's some truth in it?
It's the meaning. I think it's like the intent behind it and who it's from. I think it's more important who it's from than the word.
But because who it's from is somebody that's close to you, meaning that this could actually be true because they see it every day. And that's why it hurts to hear the truth about yourself.
I mean, I guess it's like, this is a very specific situation. Like, I don't need, like, you'd have to give me one. Like, I don't know. Someone could lie to you. Someone that you care about just lies about you, right? And it's like nothing that like is true, but you're like, oh, that fucking hurt because like I know you. Like, why are you lying about me? You know what I mean? Like, so I could come up with like 1,000 scenarios right now. Like,
you religious at all?
Yes or no?
So you spiritual?
I hate that shit. No, I'm not that. I'm definitely not that.
But you hate being like someone calling you spiritual?
I think it's just people just like try to be different nowadays. It's like, yeah, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Like, what the fuck you talking about?
I think that just means like you're not tied to a church.
I don't know. I just it's not my cup of tea.
So are you still? I heard in an episode that you said you're disciplining your kids with the fist, the belt. Like you still beat your kids.
Oh yeah, I'm up for it.
Still?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? Like, what changed?
Well, that's why I guess I'm asking. What makes you do that?
If they miss, I don't do it. I don't make me do it. They make me do it.
Stop. That's the.
Are you a soft parent?
What do you mean? I mean, our daughter is 4 months.
Never too early,
bro. So is it just because like that's what happened when you was growing up?
This guy's trying to. time into some trauma here. Okay.
So there is trauma.
No, see? Projecting.
No, I'm asking.
Projecting. No, I just think, yo, it's just the best thing. It's like, I feel like, all right, like, you know, I don't think you beat your kid on the first, like, you know, warning. It's like, yo, they do something a couple times. You tell them, like, yo, stop doing that shit. They don't listen. Sometimes you need a little readjustment. That's what I call it.
I ain't judging you. I'm just.
Oh, you could judge. Yeah, first of all, I'm fine with judging. I think we should all be judging each other. That's where shit got so fucked up now, is because we stopped judging. Let's bring some shame.
Not. Oh my gosh, you listen to Fresh and Fit, huh? Those are your boys.
Not at all. Projecting again.
No, I'm asking a question because
I just said I answered it and then told you you're projecting. I said not at all.
touche. But you also assume with the projection part. That's not a projection. That was an assumption on my part. Not a projection, assumption. And here's why I assume that is because they verbatim say that exact. Let's bring back shame.
Well, I don't listen to them, so I don't know what they say. But it seems like you do because you know what they say.
I've heard them. Like they've been on some of the bigger podcasts that I enjoy.
So I've never been a big fan of, like, I guess, red pill content. I was just busting your balls.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I understood almost like what they were trying to do with the red pill community. I think it just went way too left.
But the shame part, you think shame really works?
I think so.
Why so? Or how? How does shame actually work?
Shame sometimes gives you a reality check. I think sometimes you kind of run loose, you know, because no one's telling you you're wrong. And if you don't know you're wrong sometimes, because, yo, I've been in a situation where, like, sometimes I be fucking tripping. And I need someone to tell me I'm tripping, because it's like, yo, if no one tells me I'm tripping, I'm just going to continue to trip, right? I think that's what's going on nowadays. Everyone's fucking tripping, and everyone's like, yo, let's not, you know, hurt feelings and shit like that. And that's what's the problem. Like, I think people are getting out of control.
But why shame instead of constructive criticism?
You call it what you want.
No, because let's say shame. You walk down your sneakers right now. Your fucking sneakers is ugly.
Yeah.
So, in my experience, that's just gonna activate your defensiveness. You don't know me, and I'm talking about your sneakers.
Yeah.
So you're not really listening to what I'm saying. Now you're defensive.
No, I get it. I mean, yo, like, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I think a little bit of shame sprinkled in there, it just kind of gives people a good reality check.
I feel like I'm getting a glimpse in your childhood. Like you said you admitted that you got the whoopings.
Yeah.
And some people shamed you. You shamed some people back in the day.
Baseline. I mean, like, I've never, like, I'm trying to, like, think of, like, real situations where I got shamed.
Oh, like or made fun of, because that's the same, right? Like when
I guess didn't everybody? Like, I bet it's just a part of, like, school.
It is, yeah. Especially like in minority.
I'm trying to think of, like, because my parents were fucking chill as fuck. Like,
chill.
For the most part. Like, I think I'm actually a little more strict with my kids than my parents were with me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
You know, I have, like, high goals for my kids. In a sense, where it's like, I want, like, I believe in being a Renaissance man.
Okay.
You know what that is?
I'm familiar. Can you explain?
It's a man that's pretty much got, like, is good at many things, essentially. Like, he has a lot of skills. So I push my kids to be in that, right? Like, so I got my kids in multiple sports. I want my kids to be educated. Like, I don't want them to be, you know, lesser than they could be. My thing with my parents is I think they're a little too chill. Luckily, I figured it out eventually on my own.
So low-key, you saying that you think your parents was okay with you just being, like, average?
Not even that. It's just like they just weren't. I think they maybe believed in us a little bit too much, in a sense, where, like, whereas they're like, yo, like, they just thought, like, okay, like, these guys, like, they seem to have it figured out. And I think at the same time, like, they were trying to figure their lives out.
So what I'm hearing right now is that you wish that you got a little bit more guidance from your parents instead of them thinking, oh, yeah. You got it.
I could say that. Yeah, okay. I could say that.
I feel like I know how you grew up based on the things that you say
have no
today.
idea how I grew up.
Well, I'm talking about like a little snippet. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs. You peed in the bed when you was growing up?
I don't think so. I mean, like, it was like a thing like they told me. Like, if I did. Like,
I'm not saying,
at
like,
what age? Like, what are you talking about?
So I stopped peeing in the bed when I was like going to high school. And I got shamed for it.
Like, by your parents?
By my dad got mad for sure.
They should have been shaming you.
No, but how's that helpful, bro?
It wasn't helpful. Subconsciously, when you're sleeping, you're holding that. You're fucking. You're holding that pee in. You're like, I can't let my dad down again. How'd you get that under control? What was going on? You didn't do Kegels?
Exactly.
You need to do some Kegels back then, man.
A lot of the times, it was that dream where you think you're in the bathroom and you let loose. That's actually happened to me a couple times as an adult. I'll admit that. Has that ever happened to you at all?
Pee?
Yeah, like when you think you have a dream where you think you're in the bathroom and you let it loose in the urinal, and then you wake up like, oh,
nah, man.
That's never happened to you?
Well, that's what's up. I'm like 100% in the bed. Like when it comes to not peeing, like I'm killing it, dude. Oddly enough, I just potty trained my 3-year-old.
Bro,
All done.
That's what's up.
He hasn't peed the bed since.
For real?
The genetics are carrying on.
But he still wearing pull-ups though, right?
No, he wears like underwear, like straight up underwear.
For real?
3 years old.
How much do you know Waterbury? So I'm gonna ask you some questions about Waterbury to see how much you know Waterbury. Waterbury is known as the what city?
Brass City.
Why?
They used to make brass. That's the brass capital of the world.
Okay. What watch brand started in Waterbury?
Oh, the Time one? I don't know.
Yeah, Timex.
Timex, right?
And it was formerly known as the Waterbury Clock Company.
Yeah, they have like a little museum over there.
Okay, what body of water is the city alongside?
Naugatuck River?
Yo, you know Waterbury, cuz. God damn.
Yeah, right, 203.
There was a religious theme park in Waterbury, and it's actually apparently it's shut down, but apparently like recently they started to like think about reopening it.
Oh, religious? I've never even heard of it. I think Quasi's the only thing close to it.
It's called Holy Land USA.
Oh, see, I wouldn't refer to that. Like, we have a big. Have you ever driven by Waterbury?
I've been to Waterbury.
So that's where the cross is. That's what they call it.
The illuminated cross.
Yeah, they never call. That's funny. I never heard that. Like, it used to be a theme park.
Yeah.
So it's like still like it's called Holy Land. Like it's actually
Holy Land USA.
Yeah, no, it's like still there. I didn't know you were talking about that.
Yeah, that's the theme park that y'all had going on.
Yeah, someone got killed there a couple of years ago.
What?
Yeah, off of fucking I guess some dude like drink a 4 Loko, went nuts and like body somebody there.
What annoying ass thing did the city of Waterbury pioneer that people with vehicles hate still to this day?
All right, you didn't have to say so aggressive the second time.
I
but,
thought you would hear better.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Parking meters.
They invented that shit?
Apparently. I don't know if they invented it. Maybe they was the first ones to start enforcing it.
In Connecticut?
Yeah, in Connecticut.
I do hate that shit though. You know what I fucking hate? I hate that like cities charge for parking because it's like, yo, is this not what my fucking car taxes are for? Like, I get like private companies charging for parking because they own like the lot, but the city itself charging to park like in a downtown area, it's insane to me. It's like, yo, you guys are robbing us.
But it creates a job because then there's people that's enforcing the parking meters.
You're fucking the whole city over to give 2 people jobs? That's crazy to me.
You think it's just 2?
You could put them somewhere else.
We're in another city?
Yeah, not my city.
What would make somebody hood? Because I saw y'all talking about this too. Like, what makes somebody hood?
I don't know, bro. It's honestly, it's hard to describe. It's just a mentality. I think, especially where we're from, it's just like the way certain people. I think the mentality of being hood is like, yo, you have zero hope. Like the way you look at yourself in your future is like, yo, I just have like, this is where I'm always gonna stay at.
I do think though, having to go back, being a little bit more niche would help though.
Yeah.
So like when you reach out to somebody, they know exactly what they're getting into when they go.
Well, it's funny. So I reached out to a guest today, because we're trying to pivot and trying to do some more things where we like highlight, you know, people in Waterbury that are popping in a sense, and not necessarily just in the entertainment, just like in general, like, you know, maybe at a pizza shop that's been open for 20 years, like, yo, let's give you a spotlight, right? And this guy was kind of like reserved. He's like, oh, let me check y'all stuff out first. I'm like, this could go another way. But I mean, if it works out, it works out. I mean, we're not willing to change. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, as long as we like enjoy what we're making.
Wait, just listen to what you just said.
Yeah.
You said we're not willing to change.
No, not for other people. Like if it's something we want to do, like yo, we had like some TV people kind of approach us, and they're like, yo, we see the potential in you guys, and like we just kind of want you to change a little bit. And we're like, nah.
But that's valuable feedback though. And that's what I'm talking about, going back to the beginning when we was talking about people not accepting collaborations.
Yeah.
It's like they don't see.
No, they wanted like to change the structure of how we do things. And that's just like, yo, but then it would, like I said, we enjoy it though.
But so you might be better at the change.
We knew we wouldn't. Like, it was just like, I'm not going to get too specific, but like, it just wasn't something for us. So it's just like, cause yo, if you start doing this shit, right, and like, say you conform to someone else, like guy reaches out, yo, he's like, I want you guys to do shit. But then you're just miserable every time you shoot, right? Then it's just like, yo, then it's just like, I'm pretty much at a regular job again, right?
Touche. I mean, I get that part, but there's also something valuable about someone.
I think the point of becoming an entrepreneur or doing this space is like doing something that you want to do it, how you do it, and making money off it. Because if then you start changing for other people, then you're just going back to whatever 9 to 5 you had before.
But if they're taking the time to tell you that, then that's. Maybe there's other people that think like that who want to see this. Let me just give this a try for 2 episodes. See what happened.
Maybe.
I know y'all not gonna do it, but I'm just saying.
No,
like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Bruh, it don't hurt to just try these things, man.
I said we try. We do plenty of different things like on our terms.
Okay, there's a lot of ego involved.
I mean, you come from like a pretty like egotistical point of view. Like you know a lot more things than we do. Like where do you get this from?
Wait, I come from an egotistic.
Yeah.
I'm egotistic. What?
I feel a little bit.
Damn.
Yo, a lot of your questions are a little bit condescending. Like you kind of, you know what? You kind of not even like. And I'm cool with it. I'm not taking this disrespectful at all. Like, you kind of like dig deep. Almost, it's like you kind of give off kind of like wokish, like therapist kind of vibe. Like you're trying to diagnose me. It's like, oh, like what did your parents do to you? Type of shit. Like, where did that come from?
That trying to be. I guess I can use that term that you said, woke. I suppose.
Okay.
But realistically, like just trying to be more self-aware.
Do you have like a chain with a stone on right now?
Nah.
Okay.
I got no.
Okay.
No rocks or anything like that.
Yeah. All right.
But just trying to be more self-aware. But look, what you just said, I appreciate that. Now you let me know how I'm coming off egotistic. So when this come out, I'm gonna watch it and like, then what can I change for next time I'm on camera?
Don't change it. No, don't change it.
How can I adjust so I don't come off this way? What you mean don't?
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Like I accept people for who they are. Like that's my thing. Like I'm. That's just what it comes off to me, right? My perception of you could be completely off.
But your perception of me is right. That's your perception of me.
Yeah, but like I can't tell you to change off me alone, right? Like if it was like 100 of us telling you, yo, this is what you're doing, and this is all 100 of us are feeling it, then maybe I'm telling you how you're coming off to me. But you could come off like A1 could have been here, and you're like, yo, I'm not digging that at all. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you should really change. But I like it.
But there might be something like my delivery that. So I appreciate that feedback. That's a mixed signal right there, bro.
It's not.
That's a mixed signal. Yo, you coming off this way, cuz, and like you think you better than me?
All right, Crip, calm down.
Cuz blood, you think you better than me, Migo?
I see, but I don't find nothing wrong with it. How am I coming off to you today?
You two things. You started off by saying that you're a really good liar.
Yeah.
And then also that.
But I could have been lying about that.
You could have, but so I don't know what's true. I don't know what your character is. Are you a liar? Who knows?
Yeah.
But you gave. That's what you said. So I choose to believe what you said. You're a good liar.
Okay.
Facts.
All right.
And then the second thing is you look at this as pure entertainment. And if you're not entertaining, then it's not nobody gonna want to watch it. I don't believe that. I think you can be truthful and be truly who you are without trying to embellish too much.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I take from this. Like you're trying to make sure that you are a little bit of a character.
Yeah.
Because you've been told like that works. Like, yo, you kind of funny.
No, see, I don't even think I've been told. I think that's what I like. Like I said, I started studying podcasts, right? Like one thing I find very interesting, right? It's like obviously the Joe Budden podcast, right, is one of like probably the biggest podcasts in the black media, right? And I started watching him. I never watched him before because I just never really cared for him and his personality. So I started watching it, and I'm like, damn, I don't like any of this guy's takes. Like I like across the board, I think he gives the worst takes ever, right? But he's doing amazing. And I just started figuring out, I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't even think he believes half the shit that he says, but it's entertaining. Like, the way he says things, how animated he is, right? Like, how he just makes a big deal out of the smallest things. And I just picked up on that. I think that's like, I think what you're describing.
Is there anything else you want to get out to the people?
Yo, let's just all help each other out, man. Let's all, everybody that's in this space, let's help each other grow. Let's keep going. Don't give up. I know shit's hard. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of flopping, a lot of shadow banning, or that's the excuse we like to use because we're not popping. But yeah, let's keep going.
All right, cool. Peace.